It's Wednesday with Mr. Wendell. I'm here at 418 People Street, downtown Corpus Christi at Red Octopus Studios. Yes, I'm here with the CEO, CFO, Felicia Gomez
isn't that
Simpson.
cool?
Yes. And we have a sit-in with Priscilla. Not gonna mention her last name. Can't put out people that's on the witness protection
She's
plan.
the creative, man. She's the creative mind right there.
And my special guest today is none other than Hank Harrison.
What's up?
Man, he is the owner, proprietor of the club here in downtown at 224 North Mesquite Street called The Exchange. Okay? Now, Hank, where are you originally from?
Here, Corpus.
Man, love my homeboy. What high school did you go to? Graduate
King,
from?
2008, man.
2008.
Mustangs.
Go to the Thunder Herd Mustangs.
He's on 2008.
Now, you have a band that's called Trip Tonight.
Yeah, Trip Tonight. Yeah, we're a local band based out of Corpus also. We are, let's see, it's a 4-piece, but we're kind of building it. It might be more like a 5-piece or 6-piece these days, but myself, David Worth, you got Woody Westcott on the drums. David's lead guitarist. You got Woody on the drums. We play with a dude named Jay Long on bass, and also we were playing with this dude named Kanubi. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Right.
He's been playing bass with us also. Obviously myself on vocals and backup guitar. We were playing with Andrew a little bit on keys.
That's what I say. You got keyboard.
Yeah. And we just played with Luke at Vernon's. We played the Vernon's gig on April 2nd on the hand drums. And it was just
like the djembe?
Yeah. Like a little, like a metal djembe, and we had like 2 djembes and some bongos, and we just tearing it up.
And your type of style is really smooth. And how would you say what it is? Is it Jamaican style, a little funk, a little blues?
I would say it's like
jazzy.
Yeah, like funky, bluesy, white boy reggae, rock, psychedelic jam.
Okay, that's right. Damn right. Yeah, I like that.
Something like that.
Now
I got sparkles.
Now, so you said April the 2nd, you have that's going to be an upcoming event there at Vernon's?
Well, we already played it on.
You already played it. Okay,
but we've got a bunch more gigs coming up. I think our next one is Rock Bottom in Rockport on the 23rd, and then we're at House of Rock on the 30th of this month.
All right.
Nice.
And we'll be in the studio in Austin in the middle of those 2 gigs, which I'm really stoked about.
Now, a personal thing here, now you are tied into the Harrison's Landing down.
Yeah, that's our family restaurant.
Yeah. Now, then, in one of your great grandfathers was a president of the United States, or vice president or something.
Right. So William Henry Harrison was president, and his grandson Benjamin Harrison was also a president.
Right.
So I'm direct descendant of 2 U.S. presidents, which is that and $2.50 will buy you a cup of coffee. So, but it's a fun. It's a fun.
Fun time.
Do you have a degree in history or something like that?
I was a history philosophy double major with a minor in American studies.
Yeah.
So it was a great reason to. Actually, I went to Virginia. That's where I met David, which is how the band came about originally. But yeah, I went to school in Virginia to study genealogy and history, American history, and philosophy in the Enlightenment period, and kind of why they came together, like all that stuff happened at the same time. That was the American Studies part in the middle of it, which meant that I went to a shit ton of school. I could use profanity, right?
Yes, sir.
But yeah. So I mean, you study cool things that you thought, or you study things that you thought were cool and why they happened, but not just what happened, but like what people were thinking about when they happened.
And so also the time that when you went to Virginia, because Virginia is the first state where blacks got brought to. The Africans. And right there, that's the home base of Virginia. Right. And that's where I started in the early 1600s.
For sure.
So you really got more of the history, got in depth to it. So that's the reason why we clicked basically and talked about, because when you only tell half the truth, it's not good. Let's tell the whole truth about everything.
Right.
And that's one thing I can tell about blacks. Are we immigrants? Are we migrants? Well, the difference is that an immigrant, they go from place to place, where migrants just go from one place to another, where the immigrant goes from country to country to try to live. The blacks were brought over here. So I don't know what I'm trying to say with this to go with it. my point being is that's just how it is in that
Yeah.
nutshell. Once you know what's in that nutshell and what forms it, then you're okay with it.
Yeah.
You know, and you can't control it, just leave it alone.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know?
I think there's too many people try to hide from history, and I mean, and I think the history of this era and the philosophy of this era will be about how you can fuck people's minds up by trying to change what they understand
Yep.
as history.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and it's literally happening all around us. We're in Texas,
Yeah.
you know.
Texas. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that change a lot of history in Texas.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
can you just imagine what our kids are learning right now? And I got 2 in high school right now and 1 in 4th grade telling me some things. And I'm like, wait a minute, let me,
Yeah.
when I went to school, let me just Google
Yeah,
that.
right. It's like Wayne states' rights.
Yeah.
So what was fought over slavery, man? That's a whole
Like,
different-
yeah, like,
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
Like, and then what they're telling them about now. And like what their generational
Yeah.
changes are gonna be, and I'm like, y'all are lying.
Yeah,
It's
you know.
getting worse.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
we're
and
telling
you
our
know,
kids it's gonna
I
get
don't wanna
better.
Too far down the road here, but I
Yeah.
mean, textbook companies in Texas, or Texas is one of the biggest clients of textbook companies. So if Texas wants the story written a certain way, at least the people in the Texas legislature, which these days is very conservative.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to go there or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, they're one of the biggest buyers of textbooks. So if Texas says they want this in or out of a textbook, these companies immediately cater to Texas, which sends the same damn textbooks all the hell over the country.
Yeah.
And so it ends up with
Yep.
history being rewritten.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
supposed to be.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
supposed to be just history.
And you know, if they
Yeah.
want to rewrite it, which they have,
Yeah.
you know, some
Like-
things to me is like in the Declaration of Independence.
Mhm.
You know, that's a big stickler on me. A lot of people don't understand how I feel about it because it stated all men are created equal.
Right.
It didn't say anything about all men will be treated as equally.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And to me, as far as signature goes on there, you know, once again, no Native American signature, no African slave signature, or black slave signature, a Mexican American
Right.
signature, and an Asian American. All I know is Thomas Jefferson and John, some guy named John with his hand on his cock. You know, I'm just,
Go to
you know,
John.
but
You know, I've actually got a couple really quick anecdotes about that. First of all, I got another family lineage thing to bring up. So
Okay.
another
Come
Benjamin
on.
Harrison before that,
Mhm.
who was a grandfather of William Henry Harrison, later president. He was a signer of the Declaration of Independence. No kidding. And
Yeah.
he did not sign the Constitution in part because of the original idea was all men are created equal. I mean, the idea is to form a more perfect union. I mean,
Right.
the Constitution, you know, the Declaration of Independence was, this is our mission statement, we're going to try to do this. Constitution was like the second or third attempt at pulling something off. You know, there was the Articles of Confederation before that, and all that kind of thing. Anyway, but he didn't sign because of things like the Three-Fifth Compromise, the fact that there was no built-in Bill of Rights. So anyway, there's a little interesting thing. And then about Hancock, the reason they made his signature so damn big is because King George hated his ass. So they made him the middle signature that you'd see
Yeah.
first.
God.
Oh, the big asshole.
I guarantee you, King George looked at that and he was like, "Fuck
You.
yeah, you're right, man. The Declaration that's where it's supposed to come from."
Yeah.
It's so good, and I know when I thought about, because you know, for those that I tag onto this, I know you're not here, so don't be tagging me if I'm not there. Well, I know you're not here. You know.
We tag for support, and you know what? Just to butt in real quick,
Go
second,
ahead.
I did a TikTok the other day that was like, it said, "Don't get upset that your friends aren't supporting you. Why are you still considering them friends?
Damn. I mean,
Right?
that's not wrong. I mean,
Don't complain that your friends don't support you. You should be thinking about why they're still your friends.
Yeah,
Friends don't mind if you tag them.
Yeah.
They don't mind if you just show up. I mean, hello.
I feel you.
So that's like where I go with that.
Hey, I don't blame you.
So,
You know, I'll
people
get y'all
say
some
shut up.
thoughts what would happen around United
I
States.
have to text J-Rock to see if he'll come over, by the way. He's one of my friends.
Do it.
Who's that?
I'm let J-Rock.
Oh, okay, yeah. You know, Bellevue, Florida, you know, which is about 60 miles northwest of Orlando, they had these two young teenagers putting on body armor and shooting at each other. Well, I guess one guy shot and it appears to have went through it and it killed his friend. They had another third teenager that was there, and he lied to the police police officers about the investigation. So they're gonna get him for false information. My point being is, I hope that doesn't start a trend. Young people, you're getting body armor, you're getting
Seeing if you
know,
can take a bullet.
armor-piercing bullets to go through armor, and you playing. That's not a game. That's not a game.
It's like that pod challenge
You know?
and all those like
Yeah,
weird
and stuff
things.
like
Ooh, that's a lot more messed up than that.
It is, yeah.
I
But
mean,
you know, like that's what he
Right.
said. He
They
didn't
had
want to be a
armor-piercing
shrink.
bullets, but that bullet did pierce that armor that he had on, that body armor. Yeah.
First of all, if it's an armor piercing, I would not be using that bullet.
There you go.
Yeah.
I agree with you. That's so crazy.
At a certain point, it's going to be a little bit natural selection, though. I mean, I don't mean to be cold about it, but people do dumb shit, and like sometimes
Yeah.
the dumb shit gets
That
you
is
back,
more.
man.
You know what thing about it?
Have you read
It's
warning
more-
labels? You're like, really? You gotta put
Yeah.
that, but they have to.
And you know, and you know, I'm an acronym man, and crazy that you said that. You used the word shit, SHIT,
Yeah.
because I do call that serious haters, ignorant thoughts.
Yeah.
You know, where you do something that, and now it's more people to do more crazy shit.
Yeah.
You know, and from the lack of respect, I don't care about that anymore. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. That's fine and dandy, but you know, be held accountable for your actions.
Yeah.
You know, and just, well, he told me to do it. Well, I guess you're not really a leader then. You don't want to lead, you know. You just want to follow, and I think you're lying. You know, because a lot of people do lie these days, more and more and more. And it's like you can almost tell when the person is lying sometimes, you know. Because you caught them in a lie before. They say, well, I didn't actually say that. No, you said it. Just say you said it, let's move on. You know, I'm not going to really hate you. I just don't have to deal with you anymore. And that's how I look at it for stress factor. You know, because I look at younger people, I mean, you're in the business where things are going on, you have to keep them tight, try to keep employees together,
Yeah.
you know, and your outside interests that you have with the
Oh,
band, and your family. Now, tell me this, are you a single man? You got any
Oh
kids?
yeah, I'm a single lady with no kids, and I don't know how I've kept that together so
Yeah,
far.
well,
You know,
well,
I know, right?
And
That's yeah.
you know,
smart
and
man.
the
You're
thing
too
about that
busy.
is,
that
For
is
the
the
drama,
truth, though.
like-
I'm too busy for it.
yeah, too busy for it, you know. And sometimes, but you should do this. Well, I can't do this at this time. I got a business to run. You know what I'm saying? Sure. But you're supposed to. I am enjoying my life. This is like really a dream come true for me.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to make it better.
Yeah.
You know. And the first time I came to him, and when we used to have open mics there, I think it was every Monday night. You know,
Every
and
Monday,
it was really
yeah.
cool. And when I took
It's fun.
my A game down there, and came out with Thug.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
everything's
yeah.
really cool. And
Actually,
come here.
I was there the first time you did exchange because I had Massimo do. He was my little drummer,
Yeah.
and y'all let him perform.
Really?
When y'all's open mics that y'all did, like everybody, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was
Yeah,
my
it was really
10-year-old, and y'all let him
That's awesome.
jam
Yeah.
out. Our first meeting, the first time me and Priscilla worked together, was at the exchange.
Yes.
Right
Your
on.
body paint.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I remember that. That
Little
was fun.
walkthrough we did. It was the first time I ever was ever
And see,
that
that's
naked
one
in
thing
public.
about now. You know,
But I was her model.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and she was the artist.
Wait,
and-
hold on. Let's back up. Y'all said body painting?
Yes.
I
Huh?
body paint.
Yeah.
Now, when y'all say body painting, is that new body painting, or do y'all have bikini on?
I had
Bottoms and
pasties and a
pasties. Okay,
little.
okay.
I had a.
Now,
little
I
ball.
never seen no male body painting.
Yeah.
Y'all got him?
Yeah.
What y'all
Actually,
do with him?
we did the body paint competition,
I'm just saying,
and
they
a man
painted
won.
him.
Yeah.
The we did a body paint competition last year on the island. We got fan favorite.
Yes, we did.
I was
Nice.
Poseidon's
Oh.
nymph, and I was the nymphy.
All right.
Yeah, but the guy that won was a god, right? He was Zeus, like all like massive guy, like
With a
all.
lightning bolt hanging down right around.
Yeah, and so I was like rubbing on him because I was like Poseidon's nymph. So I was, like, Zeus. But he bowed to us on the
Yes,
stage.
he
That's cool.
Yeah,
Awesome,
the, body,
awesome.
the winner, he won and everything, but then he came to us and like bowed down, and I was like
All right, now, that's
completely naked. My mom went, and that one I was real naked.
Yes.
It was great.
Good to know about all these things now.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But you like
pretty
stemmed a
excited.
lot of that happening in Corpus, the body paint, like because you held it at your restaurant. You know what I mean? Some of those open mics that letting everybody, like poets and drummer,
Yeah.
like you started that before like all Coral Bean and everybody started jumping on the train. You know
Yeah,
what I
I mean,
mean?
it was-
Like
it was
you've
kind
got
of
to
a
realize
thing.
like that happened
Yeah.
like 4 years
And
ago.
it was
before
so
COVID.
diverse
It's
there.
crazy. It really is
Yeah.
crazy.
So you
Yeah.
contributed a lot to like the art and the culture here.
Well, that was the idea. I mean, there was when we first opened up the exchange, the idea was it's an exchange of ideas, and then the bear and bull thing was just a play on words. But I mean, it was like there's a lot of different kinds of forms of artwork.
Yeah.
But we've evolved a lot, and one of the things that we've really drilled down and focused on is music as a form of art, food as a form of art, and we used to do the art, consignment art at the Exchange. We had a ton of artwork all over the place. But we ended up kind of transitioning more to murals because the building itself is becoming a work of art.
Yeah.
And the experiences that you share and trade, that's where we're doing Polaroids all over the walls, you know?
Yeah.
We're sharing those experiences, exchanging those experiences right now. But anyway, as far as, we've really become a lot more of a jam bar because we've got the jam sessions on Thursdays and Sundays. And a lot of that came from not only there's a jam session in Northern Virginia we used to go to all the time. Really, really cool. Called Fat Tuesdays, badass place. But anyway, we try to bring that vibe down here, and a lot of it came from how well it worked at the open mics back then. So I mean, yeah, it's been a hell of a journey, but it's all come down to like sharing and building and playing music and creating art with other people in the area.
And see, the thing that I liked about the venue is that, years ago, decades ago, it was KEYS radio station building, and then when I was in high school, when we played against Ray, we had to burn on the M. We had a pep rally at Buck Stadium. Come down here, we go to the T-heads, but we was right there, and so I had like a flashback. So that is my watering hole. I mean, I like a lot of other places. I'm not cutting the Executive Sir Club off or Goldfish or Flanagan's or Dr. Rockets, but hey, and the
morale there is different and really inviting. And we're new to downtown. Like, we've only been here, like we told you, since November.
I can't believe all the work y'all done. This is awesome. Seriously.
But it's not as inviting at first. Like, people aren't as inviting, but before we were here, y'all were inviting, and like House of Rock has been really nice, and you know what I mean, like welcoming us and taking us in.
House of Rock, Casey, that's role model status.
Yeah, like they're really cool with us, but we haven't had as much like warm welcoming downtown as like we would expect, because we're all on the same team. We're in the art district. Yeah. We all have the overall goal, we're down for the cause. Yeah. You just don't realize the heads that you meet around here and the relationships that you build. Like, I met you a long time ago. I met Jeremy a long time ago. And then when they brought me in for meal preps, and I got to meet Tony, and he was like, dude, what you do is like really cool. And then the pandemic hit, and it was like, well, I'm not even meal prepping anymore because it's food too much and I can't go to the store as often, But y'all have gone in circles with me for 4 years.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, in different areas.
With a vibe that works like that, I think people just orbit, And
I
think the downtown thing, Corpus is spread out so much, so orbit's gotten real wide. But now that people are refocused on downtown, orbit's getting tighter, it goes faster, and people are more interacting with each other. I think the quote unquote old downtown has been pushing against that for a long time. So that's probably why some of the vibes you feel when you come down here. When you move in as a tenant, it's like, I'm moving in. People
like, we signed a 5-year lease here.
For you.
Yeah.
What makes you think you can come in and change this town?
Yeah.
How many other people have either failed or contributed to the wrong side of it?
And I understand now that the Seagull Villa, which is the senior living, they're gonna gut that out because they haven't built one. I guess right up on.
They're moving everybody over there.
And they build something there, which is really good. And it really helps me is that the infrastructure is trying to come around. It's trying to come around. It's really hard because it's been so lackluster for decades, and that's a shame. So the people that was in these, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, that really do it, well, I'm not really hating on you. And the ones that's in there right now, I got to go without Mary. She's doing a good job. Yeah, she's putting the best foot forward because I love the empowerment of women anyway. I can't hate on women. Y'all do a good job. I don't want to try to have no baby. I don't want to go through all that.
We're just lucky they kept us around.
Yeah, that's right. So we here. You have to really. I treasure a woman. I really love women. I can't deal with all of them.
I have all their albums.
And they're really good. So it's really good, and I'm just blessed that y'all aren't here because even though God took the rib from the man, made the woman.
Mr. Wendell has a whole woman fan club. This guy,
he does. That's the damn truth. He walks in the exchange.
Yeah, no, he comes to the art walk. This is my friend, and hey, I'm Mr. Wendell.
Not
You
true.
got game.
I got a little bit of zip the gap. I like conversation. I like conversation. You have to have conversation with somebody. Because I like to know a woman likes and dislikes. Can you agree with that?
Yeah,
I want to know your likes and dislikes now. It's not about, oh, you look good. I think we can have fun. Well, that fun might turn out to be a knife in your back or
Literally.
get hit by a car or try to get run over. I'm not going through that anymore. I don't know what I did. I can talk about it. But I'm going to tell you, this weekend coming up in Robinstown.
Robstown.
Yeah, we're going to have at the Cannabis Comedy Show for 2 days, 15 at Panacea. Panacea. P-A-N-C-E-N-A. Panacea. It's a dispensary. And they're going to have a host of comics, man, and it's going to be crazy wild.
Is it big? Is the dispensary big? Is it like there's a stage and things?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they've had shows out there before.
I know. I'm always
it's going to be really
huh?
cool, and I'm the one on the 15th. I'm taking on that, and it got so many comedians coming from Laredo, the Valley, San Antonio.
Do you purchase tickets online?
Oh, yes, you can.
Okay.
Yeah. Check it out. It's really good.
Tickets online or at the door?
Yeah, even at the door. I don't see why not. Come on. Come on, and just gonna laugh. And I got an acronym for HIGH. I can't put it out there right now. That's right. It's pretty good. Now I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
Because to me, it's gonna be hyped. It's gonna be a little incognito. I'm gonna be goofy, but I'm definitely gonna be happy. HIGH. I'm gonna be happy.
Is this one of those that you have to like censor, or like you can go raw, like you can say everything? Because I know like there was one venue that wanted you to keep it like.
Oh yeah.
Is this
no,
one clean? This is regular? Because I
Mario
like the regular. When you start
on
keeping
it,
it clean, I'm like, oh, I've heard that one in the dirty ones.
Yeah. I think that it's going to be live. It's going to be live. It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun, and just going to go chop it up. I can't wait. And for anybody that like comedy, that's going to be 7 o'clock.
Damn right.
Friday and Saturday goes from 7 to 11. So it's going to be a lot of smoke going on up in there. Okay? And so just come and enjoy yourself, man. Bring your hot drops. And they're going to have, food trucks
so
there.
I got my candle going
you get the munchies or what have you.
Right.
But it's going to be a good time.
So are you performing both days?
No, I'm just on the 15th Friday.
Just Friday.
If they want me to come back, I will, but I'm going to give them the best shot because there's going to be so many, you're only going to get like 4 minutes and 20 seconds because, we're doing like a 14 thing. Yeah. So that's cool with me. So I'm bringing in my new stuff, talking about how I feel about growing up doing what I do and done. Just leave it at that. Just leave it at that. Just have a good time. Because it's all about fun and laughter. When it's time to take care of business, you got to take care of business. But I know that the way that you approach, your employees, how things are, things don't work out, things don't work out. You got to move on. There's no ill will. I don't wish anything on you the best of luck.
Yeah.
And then, of course, that way, you can't, I don't want to work for them and stuff like that, or they do this and do that. I don't like that either.
Being the boss man's tough, huh? And you're young. You should be really proud that you have like such a good head on your shoulders and like a good collaboration of people. Like, you have it going, man.
Well, it's mostly the collaboration of people.
Yeah.
I mean,
but you found them.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of them. In
or
a
they
lot
found
of ways,
you.
some of them found me.
Most of my best people found me.
Yeah, I mean, and speaking of that team, I got to give a little bit of a shout out real quick.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So the Flavors of the Coastal Bend event, the first annual at Port Royal on Monday. So I think I wasn't able to go personally, but I had 2 teams there. Harrison's Landing and the Exchange were both there, and out of I think it was about 20 vendors, guess who came in first and second place? The Exchange and Harrison's Landing. First and second place. Flavors of the Coastal Bend.
Nice.
So stoked about that. And it was Logan. Everybody knows Logan on air on the final Facebook, etc. But Logan was over there running our chicken Thai peanut skewers, and he kind of changed up. He marinated them and did the little extra thing to them. Cooked them right in front of everybody. And Harrison's Landing did our what I like to pretend is our world famous lobster bisque. Yeah. So we got first and second. So I was really proud of that team. It's a team like that that makes it possible.
Yeah.
If you didn't have the ability to create a system and work with people to create a system, and deal with feedback from the system itself.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be able to tune the engine after you run it.
Right.
You know, you retune it, and then you figure out ways to create less and less friction and allow the system to run.
Yeah.
You know, if you can't do that, then you can't do anything.
Right.
You know, I mean, but I think a lot of ways that's what leadership is about.
Yeah, that's a good
an
one.
improvement. There's
And I
always
know you've been working with Tina La Cucina,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
the last Tuesday.
she came in.
You
I
know,
met her. Yeah.
She's killing it on comedy.
Yeah, she is.
She's just jumping and hosting.
She was
everywhere.
really funny here.
You know, and it's really good.
Yeah.
And do you have a shout out you want to give to anybody there?
Me, a shout out. I always shout out Priscilla, of
Priscilla?
course. Yeah, she comes in on a clutch for me, man. She's like my secret weapon when it comes to photo shoots and like creative minds. And
Okay.
literally, we have this big event on the 24th. Photographers paid in to see us as makeup artists and our models, and we get paid for this. So the photographers paid in so that the makeup artists could get paid, and it's exposure, and it's this big thing. And I busted out my big guns. I messaged her and I was like, "Girl,
There you
let's
go.
get paid."
I know y'all trying
So we're
to
doing
run
like
it,
a
you know,
mix of a.
since we on camera here and you haven't heard too much about Priscilla, she chopped in a little bit, you know. But anyway, Priscilla, that's really awesome.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
she
yeah.
sits on the real shine and everything, but the creativity, I can see it in the net. You know, she has that, so that's really good. That's awesome. I'm gonna, you know, and don't forget, what is it, the first Friday of every month?
Yep, we do
It's
the
the
art
art
walk,
walk,
and we
you know?
sell our 3D printed items.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of things going on downtown, and you kind of love it because a lot of people do come downtown
Yeah.
to have a good time.
Yeah.
I'm not hating on the South Side. I just don't live on the South Side.
Come on, but we do.
So it's all good that people can come and interact. I just want to keep getting a shout out to what's going on this coming weekend. You know, it's 420 weekend. I don't know what else to tell you. You know, just go ahead and do what you do,
Yeah.
and just enjoy things. And thanks for
Grab
coming
some
in.
laughs with Wendell for sure.
You know,
Yeah.
and-
Wendell himself.
yeah, you know, I really
Yeah.
love this. It's really good. Thank you, Hank, for coming in. Priscilla,
Yeah, for sure.
for being over here. And of course, you know, Felicia Gomez Simpson. And the one we never really see, the micro mining guy back there, Sam Simpson. So once again, I thank y'all for the tag some people. And I'll see you when I'm looking at you. Toodaloo.
Tudo.